Hi, beautiful beings. Today, something that's on my heart is, can you witness reality without assigning fault, blame, shame, guilt to it? So, if you recognize that anyone doing anything that has caused harm had to be unconscious to reality and the pattern of consciousness itself, of choosing who we're actually being, right? Someone had to be unconscious to the fact that we are all one and that we all get to love and work together. Therefore, assigning a fault to that would also come from you being unconscious to the unconsciousness, right? Okay, let me articulate this in the best way. I'll share my personal experience. So when I woke up to these patterns and recognized, like, oh, okay, this person is not conscious to this pattern, or this person is not conscious to love, wisdom, joy, etc. It made it a lot easier for me to recenter in myself and then also select that they wake up to it. Because if they are unconscious to a pattern, you're in your reality and you're witnessing someone cause harm. Wake it up. Wake up that consciousness. Select that it is now awake in the highest level of wisdom and joy. And you can do that by just breathing and internally selecting that. This person's awake now, or this whole group of people. Because the fault and punishment thing of, like, oh, it's someone's fault. If that person is not awake, they're just playing a role. It's not a fault thing, it's an awareness thing. So let's wake up. Hi. Welcome to the live, where we are cultivating more love and joy in our lives through self-development and shifting perspectives. And you might be saying, okay, well, if someone causes harms, how are they held accountable? Waking up to the pattern, one holds oneself accountable. When you wake up to, oh my gosh, okay, I see how operating unconsciously has affected my world. You naturally wake up, because consciousness naturally is, by definition, conscious with knowing. Unconscious would be with not knowing. A pattern, unawakened, is just noise. And it's sometimes that noise that wakes us up. Hi, beings. Welcome to the live, where we cultivate ourselves. Hi, Shy. Hi, EXO. Let's see who else. Anna, Kimmy, Eddie, AB, Winnie. What's up? What's up, gang? I watched Avatar Aang again last night, but I watched it on Paramount Plus instead of, what's it called? The movie theater. And it was so good again, and I cried again. I feel a lot of emotions with, like, watching people grow and develop, even cartoon ones, right? Woke up feeling weird, then reminded myself that I'm the decider. Yeah. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm not gonna go live today. I'm so tired. And then I, like, meditated and I gave myself peace, and I flowed peace through my body and felt myself receive love, wisdom, joy, etc. Oh, I love dropping into that. So peaceful. SP's best friend asked to call me about SP and never did. I'm feeling disappointed. What do I do? Well, stop leaving yourself there. They'll still probably call you. I would ask, like, or I would be consciously aware of the conversation. I personally don't talk to, like, people's friends about them. I think that that's weird, but I guess it depends. It depends on the light of the conversation. Do you know what I mean? If it's like planning a wonderful surprise for them, like, sure, okay. But like, I don't talk to a person I'm interested in or with, like, I don't talk to their friends about them. It's just a weird thing to me. Number one, I'm gonna assume that whatever I say is gonna get back to them anyway, so I'm gonna not say anything. Whether positive or negative, I don't know, but I'm just like, I would rather talk directly to a person. So, but again, this person said to you that they wanted to talk to you about this person. So set the intention. It's for your highest level wisdom and joy. Set the intention that you have the best conversation. Put yourself on the other side of the conversation. Imagine you just had the conversation and that it was like super wonderful and beneficial. I also don't have group chats of talking shit about people. Like, sorry, while we're on the topic of things I don't do. It's always interesting to me when I'm like witnessing people like in their 30s with like group chats where they're talking shit about people, and I'm like, how do you have the time? Like, quite frankly, like, why is that what you're putting your focus on? My chats with my friends are all very uplifting and loving and like energizing and fueling, right? Inspiring each other to whatever artistic endeavors we're doing, creative endeavors, like beautiful things we're bringing into the world. I'm friends with a lot of people who like build community and run events for people that are like really, really healthy. And like, I just can't imagine, like, that feels very high school to me. Not even, like, that's even insulting to high schoolers at this point. I know so many wonderful, lovely teenagers who don't do that shit. So I don't know what pattern of consciousness that is. I guess the pattern of consciousness is probably processing the pain of punishment. Also, it's probably coming from, like, they were talked shit about by their parents in front of them. Maybe. You know what? We don't have to project and assess. But the point is, like, I started this live talking about fault and awakening. So for my choice, I choose that people wake up to that pattern and just stop desiring to do it. When I think back to times and situations where I've been in that position, like, I always felt so twisty and like not good about it. And so I make the choice to not do it. And that's unself-awareness. Also, it's all me. It's all you. It's all love. It's like, I'm not gonna like talk shit about a person when I could like talk wellness through them. And again, that's my opinion. Hi, Heather. Hi, C. Hi, Eddie. Yeah. Thank you guys for tapping and sharing and all that jazz. I really appreciate you. So, what's on the menu today? How we doing? I don't know what that is. Hi, Amy. Hi, Shan. Welcome. Oh, Hi, beautiful beings. You know, sometimes I notice like a desire to fill the silence on a live, but I'm not feeling that desire right now, other than remarking on it. If y'all got questions, things you want to discuss, drop it in the place. I love my body. I love my life. I love my mind. I love who I am as a person. I love how I walk through this world. User, you select that. Which iteration of reality do you want to be in? Sounds like you want to be in the one where you're contacted, so choose that that's the reality. Stop hopping over to the one where you have to do it, because it sounds like you don't want to do that. Do whatever you want, but like, be in the state of like, you know, I'm chosen. Pardon me. I'm loved, I'm valued, I'm cherished. Everything good happens for me. I'm not saying that to say empty words. I'm saying that, like, can you shift to that state and, like, or rather have the awareness that you've always been that, because you always have been. You always have been. I was help revising the past with an ex who holds grudges or can't get over the past. Change the story. Change it. That's not how he is at all. He's so peaceful and relaxed, and in fact, he doesn't even remember that. He never holds a grudge. He never holds a grudge. It wouldn't even occur to him to do something like that, you know? That's just not how he is as a person. Yeah, my pleasure. This stuff is like really easy. It's very much like oftentimes the answer is in the question. I think it's funny that like there's like the reflection on this glass table is like highlighting my heart space. My heart is all lit up today, guys. Yeah. If you're like, this is the story I don't want, then it's like, great, then what's the story you do want? And then you just tell the story you want. Tips on not feeling like you're waiting for something. Yeah, have it. You have it now, so you're not waiting for shit. So know that you have it, it's done, and go live your life. It pops into your experience, and you don't have to like search for it or worry about it missing you. Are you enjoying the life you're living right now, or are you putting everything on hold to try and get a thing instead of being the one who like has it? Know that I have this, it's here. Oh yeah, you're just remembering. You already are it, right? Delicious. You already are it. You already have it. Right? You can never not be it because you are all things all at once. So select. Select that it's easy for you. Select you have it. Oh, how do I stop waiting? By stop waiting, you're not waiting for anything. Oh, I feel like I'm waiting for it to come. I'm waiting for it to come. I just keep waiting. I keep waiting. When are you going to switch into it? I have it. It's already here. It's already here. It's already done. I know that it coming to me was inevitable, and it came. Wow, it came so fast. It actually came much faster than I expected. It's a game of consciousness, my love. Tune back into you. I want to get engaged this year, but not attached to an SP. Is it I have my dream in and I are engaged? Yeah, like I'm engaged and we're in love. Like I'm engaged to the love of my life. He's the best possible person for me, or she, or whatever. We're engaged and we're in love. We're already married. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. We're so happily married. We have the best marriage. We communicate so beautifully, right? He checks all my boxes, or she checks all my boxes. Like, we have the best relationship. It's whatevsies you want. With all the bad things happening in the world, I don't know how to manifest my dream life. If I do, it feels like I'm gaslighting myself that everything in the world is fine. So don't gaslight yourself about it. Instead, I was talking about this earlier on this live, actually, about selecting consciousness, selecting that it is awake to the pattern. You are witnessing what you are awake and aware of, okay? So witness, wow, everyone woke up to compassion and love and is making the most holistically beneficial choices. People are no longer doing whatever it is that you are stressed out about. Just be like, wow, people just don't do that anymore. People have evolved past that. Because if you're keeping yourself in the state of this is the permanent outcome, people just suck and are evil, you're having to negate the fact that there are a lot of wonderful people. There's you, first of all, making the choices to bring beautiful things into the world. So you, from the reality you're perceiving of, select peace is here. The most wonderful things are happening. People are awake and aware. People are making choices every day that make the world a better place. You can even show this. You could witness this right now, where people are bringing more and more wonderful things into the world, right? People taking care of each other. People choosing to lead in ways that holistically benefit each other. And old things are crumbling. You can witness the crumbling of the old things anyway. So, like, that's already on its way out. It's already on its way out. Do not put the focus on, like, oh no, what if it's like this forever? It's like, it can't be like this because we are constantly evolving as consciousness. So as we awaken to ourselves of like, okay, I choose this. And then that's also of like you moving through your daily life. Are you moving through in constant conflict with yourself and others? Are you moving through in a way that is holistically beneficial for yourself and therefore your environment? You don't have to gaslight yourself. You don't have to, like, that meme with the dumpster on fire where it's like everything is fine, right? But you're consciously selecting now what's occurring. So select, wow, everyone's awake. We are awake. We are in this beautiful society where people are consciously aware, and we're selecting the most wonderful things. And if that is not what resonates with you as a story, then what is the most wonderful story you could possibly tell? The most wonderful story I could possibly tell is people are aware, they're awake, they're making choices that benefit ourselves and each other, right? Each other. Like a web of harmony. Because if pain is being perpetuated, people have enough consciousness now to be awake and aware of it and catch it and say, oh, okay, that person is projecting pain, which means that the consciousness gets to update there and return to love. There are so many planets where, as consciousness, we are holistically benefiting each other and working together. And so this one is no different. Everything is already in harmony, but now we're shifting the harmony to a greater harmony, right? As opposed to in harmony with itself, meaning that one thing is off balance, other things also get thrown off balance, right? Because it's moving with the system. So now we are awake to this disharmony. We bring ourselves back to center. We move through that love and wisdom. A lot of people have already been awakening. You can see it. Just over the last decade, I've seen it a lot. When I was younger, What is manifesting? I literally have no clue what it is. Not a troll, genuinely asking. Wonderful. Thank you for asking. So, A manifestation is a manifestation of consciousness. So it is either a mental or physical experiencing of some sort of thing, structure, an energy, an idea. Everything you experience, this cup is a manifestation of consciousness, right? Which means that a person received an idea to craft this, and they crafted it with they designed it, a team even, and brought it into form, right? To manifest means to make apparent. It's to bring something from the realm of thought into an experienced projection of reality. So when people say manifesting, usually I don't love keeping the word manifesting all the time because it makes people think that there's a huge process, and that's not necessarily true, right? A manifestation could be as easy as like you have an awareness and then you immediately get to witness it externally. So it doesn't have to be a long drawn out thing of waiting. When you start observing your reality, you begin to recognize how the things that you are witnessing and experiencing up here are actually already playing out here. So it's like a pattern recognition thing, right? If your mind is attuned more to see like everything is a failure, then your reticular activating system is going to pick that out and say like, oh, I'm always a failure, I'm always a failure. When you select that everything is beneficial for me, or when you select I'm always thriving or something, then you get to witness that. The cup wouldn't have occurred without action. How can SP come without action, for example? So you're assuming that you having a thought is not an action. Let's say that you internally are selecting whatever. You're selecting the version of them that naturally comes forward. So your action is that selection of this, the reality I'm in is the one where they come forward. So then wherever they are in the world, they have that idea kick on and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to go see Sally. And then they do that. That's the action. Yeah, you're welcome. A lot of times people are thinking action has to be external, but we are consciousness. So it's what you're conscious of. So manifestation of consciousness, right? I always say it's manifestation of consciousness. So it's when you're conscious of this is working, then you experience that. When you're conscious of this is not working, then you're experiencing, that. It's literally like, if you're like, oh, I'm sick and I keep getting worse, then that's what you witness. Versus like, you know what? I keep getting better. I'm deeply relaxed. My body knows exactly what to do. Then that's what you experience. I need my manifestations in the 3D by tomorrow really bad since I'm going on vacation. Help. You already have them. Whatever it was. I'm assuming it's a package. It already came. It came to you on time. What I do with stuff like that is like, it came to me on time, and also like if it didn't, that would be fine. I would just get whatever at whatever place anyway. Or it would get resolved. It would be easily resolved. I know exactly what to do. And then I would shift back to it. But it came anyway. It came really great. I have it already. It's in my suitcase or whatever the fuck, Can you revise something that happened years ago? How would that show up in the now? It would just restructure in whatever conscious way. So because you're selecting from that past where that was the occurrence. The only place the past lives is in the now anyway. So every time you're remembering a past event, you're slightly altering it already. Select the version that you want to experience, and then your brain updates to that. Your system updates to that, and also your environment updates to that. What are some more esoteric knowledge to learn about? I would sit in silence and breathe and clear your mind as much as possible. And go deeper with the energy that you are observing, and in the silence choosing to witness and see and receive. Also, you experience the manifestation of your consciousness, right? So select that you're excellent at selecting your reality. That when you select your reality, you get to experience it very easily. What do you mean by this? I don't remember what I was talking about with that contextually. I'm going to get my SP to stop lying and having wandering eyes and be extremely loyal. Why are you assuming that they are lying and having wandering eyes? Like, you only ever have loyal people in your reality. In regards to SP, what's the worst circumstance you've seen someone overcome? I would, like, a lot of things. People, like, things that are shocking to me, right? Like, people like cheating and then like running off and then ending up like coming back months later like completely different and transformed, and like the reality had to update the story, so there was like some sort of like thing going on internally, like but I don't think it matters. I think it's more of like can you recognize everything in existence is a manifestation of consciousness? So every story you've ever heard, every time someone's like, oh, you know, we used to be a terrible couple, but now we're great, and it's like they're a completely different person. That's the manifestation of consciousness. It is. Every relationship you've ever been in has been experienced through consciousness, right? You've been playing out whatever pattern that was unconsciously, but it's still a manifestation of consciousness. How can I deal with nihilism? What would you prefer to think, right? Because all thought is available to you. Do you like the way nihilism feels for you in your system? Does it drive you to actions that you are happy about within yourself, within your system? Or is there another way of feeling within yourself and looking at the world that would inspire you? So it's not really dealing with the nihilism itself. It's more of just like, what do I get to become aware of in the world? What can I become aware of in the world? How would I prefer to operate within the world and see the world? What am I ignoring? What facts am I ignoring in order to feel nihilistic as well? Because a lot of nihilism is like, you're not even looking at the good things that are occurring. I mentioned the other day, someone was saying like, I feel like I'm lying when I'm saying good affirmations or when I'm saying good things to myself. And I was like, okay, but you also say that you're a piece of shit, so you have no trouble believing that. And they were like, yeah, but I actually believe that's true. In order for them to believe that that's true, they have to negate all the things that they do that are beneficial for themselves and also beneficial for other people. So it's not even like that's an accurate assessment of self. It's just a thought that they chose to believe, that they have an easier time buying into for whatever reason. It benefits their belief system. It holds it up. So they have to actually negate all the like lovely things that they do. Just like, and this is such a lovely person too. So it's like, okay, clearly this thought isn't benefiting you. Right? So what thoughts would actually benefit you? Is there a moment you started manifesting faster? I don't consider speed, because it's not about time, it's about consciousness, it's about awareness. If I'm spending any conscious moments thinking about like when is this going to happen or how fast or whatever, then I'm not in the moment of I have it, if that makes sense. So I have it, it's already done. Or even saying like, wow, that came to me so fast. That came to me so fast. That came to me so easy. Can you put yourself in a moment where you received something very easily? Like, how did that feel? Well, it just came to me. It was actually already on its way to me. I didn't have to stress myself the fuck out. You can also, if you want to, select like the knowing of, wow, I manifest so fast, because you do. Yeah. Focusing on time is a very interesting like thing that people do, or it's like you're putting something into the equation that doesn't need to be there, because you've been playing through that a different set of information. Hi, Key. I'm great. I'm lovely. I'm sitting out on a porch. I have my morning coffee. Not sweetened. Didn't feel like, I feel like I'm sugary enough today as it is. How would I manifest someone forgiving me? You would just select, like, of course they forgave you. They completely understand. It actually wasn't as bad as you were making it in your mind anyway. You blew it out of proportion. They didn't actually care about it. Right? How many times has that happened where it's like you're like, oh my God, and then someone's like, I don't even care. That's not a thing. Right? Or you could also be like, they don't even remember that. They don't even remember that. Like, make it easy. What's the easiest story for you? What's your preference of like, nope, that doesn't matter. Literally doesn't even matter. Hey, Day. Make your life lovely for you. The lovelier you feel, the more wonderful things you also bring into the world, you know, through your interactions with people, through what you're perceiving. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this question. Do people consistently mirror affirmations back? For me, I experienced that. I'll notice, like, if I'm saying something, even just casually, it'll get, like, I'll notice, like, oh, I remember, this happened with, like, I used a couple words, like, magnificent or something, or, magnetic, and then, like, people immediately started reflecting that back to me. When, like, I hadn't really, like, had that reflected to me before. Do people consistently... Okay, hold on, I answered that. And then I would say, like, it's funny just noticing how fast things are. When you become aware, you're going to start, like, there's going to be less of a gap between you and yourself, really. But you're going to, like, notice more things and then experience it very quickly. The shift is you. You're the shift, right? And it's not work. It's not like, I have to work. I have to beat this to the ground to become a different person. It's more of just, like, waking up and being like, wow, okay. How about hurtful past with SP? Can I revise it to change? I would select that you feel good internally. I would select, like, I feel really good internally. I feel peaceful. I feel happy. And as the old story comes up, select what story you'd prefer to tell, right? And then you persist in that, and that will harden into fact. I see so many signs every day, but not my manifestation. What the hell? So stop manifesting signs, baby girl. Baby girl. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? You're like, I keep manifesting signs. Great. So now say, like, throw the signs out the window. Stop looking at signs and say, I have it. What do you need? You keep saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but it's never here. Shift. Oh, it's here. It's done. Cool. You already have it, baby. Strongly associate nihilism with the passage of time and aging, and the fact that everything eventually comes to an end. Okay, well, why don't you sit with that in meditation and observe it without, like, putting a meaning to it? Because experiences can come to an end, but there's also infinite iterations of reality. So one ending, there's still others that consciousness is playing through and witnessing. Also, people fully, like, look even better and feel even better as they get older once they, like, shift their thought patterns. I can speak to that as far as, like, when I was in my 20s, I was in so much pain. My body was, like, not in a state of health. And now I'm in my 30s and I feel phenomenal. So, like, you get to choose and select. You know, I was taught, like, oh, as you get older, your body gets in more pain. And so I believe that. And so I experienced that in my 20s to the point where I was unable to be upright for more than a few minutes. That thought did not serve me. Instead, I started saying my body's always been perfect. And it was. Even when I was in so much pain, my body was perfectly projecting the consciousness I'd been pumping through it. What do I do if I have a fear of checking his phone or being blindsided? Cultivate trust in yourself. Cultivate trust in yourself. Choose that you are in a loyal, healthy, loving relationship. Be loyal to you. Focus on you. You get to experience a lovely life. Yeah, my pleasure. How to not be anxious when you manifest good grades without studying. Like, I worry all the time. Would you feel more peaceful studying? Can you tell a story that you absorb information really easily? I know a lot of people who like would get straight A's without studying, right? It sounds like the anxiety here, the worry here is not unique to the good grades. It's probably more systemic for you anyway. So start focusing on peace and calm. Also tell the story of, like, okay, someone who gets good grades without studying, what is their identity? I don't need to study. I simply retain information. I always know the answers. And I wouldn't like worry about putting pressure on it. I think like telling yourself that story simply would feel good for you. And then when you read the information, you're going to absorb it faster anyway, because you're not interrupting the pattern with stress and like, oh, what if I don't remember it? Like, that's not going to enter into your equation. Hi, Hernan. There is none of that, babe. You're together. You're simply together. Right? You're simply together, and you persist in that and relax and live your life knowing that you're together. And it comes through. Come through. Since I last came to your life 6 months ago with good insomnia, you told me you always sleep good. I have slept perfect since. I love that. I love and appreciate that. And I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad. It's literally like, people don't realize it's all consciousness. So literally, I had insomnia for 20 years because I was telling the story that I couldn't fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep well, blah, blah, blah. I was always so tired. And then I like shifted the story. I love that. I love that. I love hearing that. Oh, thank you, Poppy, for the heart. What manifestation technique do you teach? I teach consciousness. I remind consciousness. It's what you are conscious of, what you assume to be true, meaning what you take on as your truth, what you say, all right, this is mine. Got into a conversation yesterday. People were confusing the word assume with guessing, right? Because people in our modern vernacular will say, oh, I assume so, when they mean, I guess so, right? But like, assume is just like, oh no, this is my truth. This is what I've taken on as my reality, etc. I like repetition for myself when I feel like it. I go with my intuition, right? If I'm just chilling and what I feel like doing is breathing and repeating something internally, what that allows me to do is like sink deep into the experience of it. Like, I love doing that. It's enjoyable and it feels good for me. I'm not into making yourself miserable repeating things. If you're like, I don't want to repeat it, it hurts. Cool, let's do something else. And then if you are inspired to repeat it, if you're like, well, I've been recognizing I have a lot of bullshit thoughts anyway, so I'm going to repeat the thought I prefer, and then it'll become an auto-suggestion, but be awake to your pattern. It's not vain repeating when you recognize your power is consciousness. So it's what you're conscious of. So if you're in this moment of, I have this, I am this thing. The next moment I have this, I am this, whatever. My PPE came back, left 3%. He's not hot and cold, babe. You're telling the story that he's hot and cold. He's actually so consistent. He's so consistent, baby. It's like if I'm repeating a statement and then I'm like, feel within myself like, I don't want to repeat this anymore. Okay, what's the most enjoyable thing for me? And then it's like, oh, actually I have an image coming to me. That's why I don't want to repeat it. So then I'll witness the image and I'll see like whatever visual comes to me of like a scene or something, whatever snippet comes to me, and I like fully enjoy the experience of that, let myself fully feel it in my body and like witness it, smell, taste, touch, whatever. And then it's interesting because like the thoughts kick on also. So it's like, wow, I'm so happy and satisfied. Like, this is my life. I love this. Sometimes I find all this stuff resonates till I hit luteal, but I guess that's the story I tell. I was telling some bullshit stories about luteal phase as well. I stopped telling it. What's funny is like I wasn't having problems with it until I started telling stories about it. Do you believe manifesting is a muscle you can grow? I believe that kicking faster into awareness is the muscle that grows, really. Because like you're always manifesting everything all the time. Everything's always a manifestation of the consciousness you've been being. So what is growing is like how fast you like recognize like, wait, I get to shift and select. Like I've been consciously selecting since 2018, and I've gone through periods of time where I've gotten so sucked into the story that like it took me months to fucking like recognize it. This hasn't happened in like a while, like a couple years, which is great. But there was like a little bit of time there where I was like so in the character where I was like, hey, remember that whole thing that you know and have experienced like crazy wild things with? Like, select a reality, babe. Choose the story. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then as soon as I do, everything gets better. And I was like, why was I in team bullshit for a hot sec? You know what I mean? So it's like, as you do it more and more times, your remembrance to actually utilize it kicks on, if that makes sense. But you've been manifesting perfectly the whole time. Everything's a manifestation of the consciousness you are. Don't understand how non-duality works. From my understanding, and this could be what non-duality is to me, is literally, it's like there's not duality, so then all things are one thing. So when I choose I am love, then that is what I experience, right? Like, or if I am in awareness of some sort of pain and I'm witnessing pain externally, that's the non-duality. Is like I'm witnessing myself. I'm witnessing it as it is in that. So then consciousness kick on and I'll be like, okay, what would I prefer? But that's the way that I perceive of it. It's also like the same as like oneness kind of thing, right? Because non-duality in the word in and of itself would imply singularity, right? So what is the singularity? Non-duality. It's not dualistic. So then it would be like it's not black and white, it's just one thing that you're perceiving. Anyway, whatever. At the end of the day, choose what benefits you. If there's a system that you're just like, you know, because there's so much yap, so many words to explain things. What is it that's like, is it like the Tao Te Ching that it's like, anything that describes the Tao is no longer the Tao. Any words ascribed to the Tao is no longer the Tao, because once you put words to it, you like lose the actual experience and meaning of it, kind of thing. Can I manifest my finals being postponed if I choose that story and persist in that story? I have a lot of ease with just like selecting and having it be the reality. I get confused with my 3D. I see he is not talking much. Do I answer or go silent in a firm relationship? Stop looking at your 3D to tell you who you are. You tell the 3D what it is. So right now you're telling the 3D that it is that way, and so you keep receiving more of it. Stop telling it that it is that. Tell the story you want. Be in the story you want. Actually, this is what I'm receiving. Be at peace with yourself. Come to awareness of like what you've been perpetuating. Singularity could be like ultimate consciousness. Well, that's what it all is. It's all consciousness. It's manifesting thoughts are the actions behind the thoughts. Manifestation of consciousness. Everything is a manifestation of consciousness. So a thought could be the action. I was saying this earlier on the call. A thought could be the action. Like, let's say that like you're selecting in your reality that a person shows up in a specific way. You selected that. That was the thought. And then so they get the thought into their little noggin, or through their awareness of like, I just am naturally inspired to do this. This feels natural to me. My highest joy in this moment is calling Rose. And then they do that. You know? It is all consciousness. It's what you're conscious of. If you're like, they're not doing this. Okay, cool. So you are in your consciousness holding that frame of awareness of like, this is what's happening, versus like, oh wait, actually, if you are ever curious about like how you experience something, observe it. Do manifestations require actions? No, not in the way that you're meaning. Like I said, the action is selection. If you're inspired to do something, if you, in the living of your life, you're doing things, and those are the natural actions that after the fact you recognize, like, wow, all of this was leading to this thing, great. But like, for me, I'll tell a story about action. There was something I was desiring to experience and receive, and like I like was desiring this thing for months, but I hadn't actually like put like, you know, consciousness towards manifesting it. But I was just had the awareness like, oh, I would like really desire this thing. And then every time I was imagining having it, I then imagined having to do something with like some sort of extra work that I didn't want to do. I was like, I'm going to get this thing and then I'm going to build this other thing. And I caught it one day where I was like, oh, like, I really enjoy having this thing. I'm so glad I have this thing. And then it was like, and then I'll do this thing. And I felt my body tighten and contract. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because the other thing felt so satisfying. That did not feel satisfying. That felt like a no. That felt gross. I don't want that. So I was like, well, what is it? And it's like, I've been telling this story that I have to do this thing, but I don't actually want to do that. What's my highest preference is that it comes to me already done. So then I just shifted that story, and then sometime in the next 3 days, I actually received the whole thing. Where it was like, I didn't have to do that extra work, but I'd been imagining having to do that, and that's why I was stopping myself from having it, was because I was like, like kind of repelled by it. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that extra thing. So my action was coming into alignment with like what my actual preference was, which was like, oh yeah, actually it's someone else's joy to do that. Someone else's highest joy to build that thing. I don't have to do that. That's not my job. I get to just simply receive it. And then people are like, oh my God, here's this thing. Okay, amazing, love it, thanks. So again, sometimes the action is selection. Come to awareness of like, it's the most peaceful thing. Techniques don't manifest. They can help keep you in the state. What is a technique, right? Like when I hear technique, I think about like dance class actually, where it's just like you're like in proper alignment with your body, right? That would be the technique, is like being in alignment with yourself. So an affirmation, a visualization is just you're witnessing the consciousness of this thing. And then you're remembering, I am that and I have that, right? It's not wrong, but it's literally just like, oh yeah, I am this, I have this, duh. Where people can throw themselves off is like where they're continually staying in the state of, well, I repeated the thing and I don't have it. So it's like, okay, cool. So you're still in the consciousness of I don't have it, instead of using that vehicle of an affirmation or a visualization or something to assume the state, to like be like, I am love, I have this, it's done, right? And sometimes it might take you a while to actually drop into that experiencing, and that's okay, right? Sometimes you might repeat it like several times, a few times, several minutes, a couple days, and then at some point you're going to feel and notice like, oh my God, I am this, I have this. It's going to kick on as awareness and be like, oh my God, I do have this, I am this, yes, it feels so good. About meditation, is that needed or just shift your mind? Well, shifting your mind would be a version of meditation. There's like so many versions of meditation, you know, like meditate means to think over. Repeating an affirmation could be a meditation, right? Affirmation meditation, like mantra meditation. Visualization is a meditation. Walking, going on a walk and having thought awareness is a meditation. Washing dishes is meditative. When you recognize that, like, you are also, when you recognize all of this is the mind you're walking through anyway, it all becomes meditation. Meditation can be as simple as one breath. When I learned that when I was younger, I was like, I want to get to that point where that's easy for me. So then I was like, okay, cool. Well, then I practiced till the point where I do that. Like, you can drop into a state of meditation with one breath. You can drop in with 3 breaths. Have that awareness. And that's also the manifestation of consciousness. I was like, well, if monks can do it, I can do it. You can meditate anytime, anywhere. I can be washing my hair and that's meditation. Exactly, babe. It's all meditation. How can you tell if someone is manifesting you? Because this man comes to my head all the time. I wouldn't even put awareness to it, honestly, because I'm living my perception. So in my reality, unless I decide that someone's manifesting me, that's not my awareness. No one can make you do anything in your reality. You're choosing what you're perpetuating, you know? If you want to decide that they're manifesting you, then that's your decision. But you could also, like, you know, it's all up to you, babe. Like, if you want to have the experience of, oh my God, this person I like is manifesting me, that's so flattering, then you get to decide that that's what's happening. But, like, I think it's so funny, like, seeing people be like, oh my God, this person's manifesting me. It's like, it's you. It's you. It's only just me playing games with myself. Tips on manifesting money. You already have it. Every money ever in the world is a manifestation of you in this moment. So if you say it's all over there, then that is the manifestation of your consciousness. If you say it's all over there, then that's the manifestation. If you say it's here right now, then it's here right now. And you get to persist, stay in the story you're telling, and the frame updates, the picture updates to what you're holding. And if you keep going back to the other picture of like, Well, I repeated affirmations for 10 minutes today and it's still not here. Guess what frame you're holding? You're holding the it's still not here, meaning it's literally, nope, keep it away from me because I haven't earned it yet. I haven't worked hard enough yet. You know? What's that about? What's that about, babe? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? All right, I'm gonna get off soon. I've been on almost an hour. So you can consciously just can decide what happens, and it's going to be like that in the reality. That is what this is. That is what consciousness is. You are selecting the iteration of reality because there's infinite that you could possibly experience. You were doing it unconsciously the whole time. If you go back, just go back and like any event you experience, be like, what was I conscious of in that moment? Oh, something horrible happened. Okay, what was I conscious of? What was my consciousness? My consciousness was there are some really horrible people in the world. Okay, and that's what I witnessed. It's not a blame, shame, fault, guilt thing. It's just as the consciousness of all things exist, right? So that exists in consciousness. I was witnessing it. I'm not going to blame myself. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I manifested this horrible thing for myself. It's like, no, that exists in existence, and that's what I was witnessing. The bells, you're loving the bells, for whom the bell tolls. My goodness. Yeah. If you like go back and witness like things that came to you really easily, what were you conscious of? Like you were conscious of, wow, that's so easy for me. Wow, that was really easy. Wow, that was really fast. Wow, that was really automatic. You're witnessing your consciousness. If you're like anything that was a struggle for you. I used to tell the story math was hard for me. Or not hard, but it was my worst subject, meaning I got B's in it. And then I stopped telling that story and it became a lot easier and I was getting A's in it. And I was like, why did I do that to myself? Why did I arbitrarily decide, oh, it's my worst subject because I stumbled and tripped in my little thing. Now I get to tell a different story. You gave me courage to manifest good grades without studying now. Thank you so much. Here's what I'm going to say too, is like, if you have the desire to study, then study. If you are having like, I personally enjoy studying. I personally enjoy reading things and learning things. And also, some people don't. Some people don't do that. You're having this desire of like, maybe you feel like you don't need to. Do you know the material? Do you know the material? Do you have a knowing of the material? If you know the material, then you wouldn't need to study, right? If you don't know the material, then like you would read it to know it. And then that is where I meant the story earlier where it was like, I absorb information so quickly and easily. Even the story of like, I can read it once and remember it, right? You can even be like, I have an eidetic memory, whatever. I keep manifesting my SP back, but losing him again. 3 P's, and he's suggesting how I get commitment. Baby, what are you doing to yourself? Bridget, girl, that sounds exhausting. You tired yet? I keep manifesting SP back, but losing him again. You're just losing him to yourself. You know that. You're giving him away. You're saying something is going on inside where you're like, he's gonna lose interest. I just know it. And you're like knowing it into existence. Congratulations. Do y'all want to keep doing that? Or are you gonna commit to yourself and the story of he's so committed and loyal. We're so committed to each other. We have the best relationship. I'm the only one he wants. I'm the only one he could possibly choose. How are you going to give your man up so easy in your own self before anyone ever came and snatched him? Because no one can snatch him away from you. There is no one. There is no one else. You know that. There's no one else. You had to create... It's you with a mask on, babe. It's all you with a mask on. Take the mask off and be like that Spider-Man meme, like... Do you need to do anything in 3D? No, just the only thing you do is internally select. I'm always chosen, love, value, and cherish. I'm in exactly the perfect relationship for me. Sometimes people fixate on relationships that they don't even want to be in. So I'm just going to like draw to awareness, telling the story of I'm in the exact relationship I want to be in. I'm in the perfect relationship. We treat each other beautifully. That I'm with the best version, like I'm the best version of myself. He's the best version of himself. We're perfect together, etc. What if I can't figure out what I want? Well, then don't try. Number one, you already know what you want, right? You're saying, I can't figure it out. Stop trying to figure it out. You're making a problem where there is none. I always know what I want. As an identity, you always do know what you want, right? Just state that. But also, why don't you just like state you're happy and satisfied? You're always happy and satisfied. You're always receiving the most beautiful things. And then when something comes up in your awareness that's specific that you desire to experience, you're going to be like, oh, and that comes to me easily too, because I always get everything I desire, whatever. Okay, I'm committed. Thank you. You're welcome. Wonder if that's what I'm doing, fixating on bullshit when I should move on. Well, are you fixating on bullshit? Are you... Hold on, the puzzle piece comes up. Thank you guys for tapping, and thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate it. Are you fixating on bullshit? Are you telling a story of like, this person doesn't like me. Oh my god, they treat me so bad. Oh, they need to heal so much. They had trauma as a child, and so did I. Okay, cool. You might have had awareness of that, but now come back. What's your story? No, but there's a 3P. No, there's not. If you're in your loving relationship, there's not a third party because there can't possibly be. Therefore, you should not be looking at that anyway. You're in your perfect relationship. Therefore, there is no third party. You're looking at a frame of a different reality and you're saying, well, that's what it is. Nah, queen. That's just something that flitted past your pretty little eyes and you said, ooh, I particularly hate that and I'm going to hurt my feelings with that. Let me grab onto this and stare at it. Stare at it. I keep telling myself there's not. And yet you're here saying there is. So I'm telling myself that there isn't, but there is. But it's still here. But why is it still here? Because you're telling yourself it without accepting that as your truth. You keep telling yourself empty words. Stop using empty words. Invoke your power. Say, nope, this is what it is. Doesn't matter. Go live your life. Stop fucking looking at it. I'm not saying ignore the 3D, but what I'm saying is that that has no bearing on your selection of reality. That is a different reality. That's a different iteration. That has nothing to do with you choosing in the now moment and getting to experience what you desire. So every time you keep going back to the thing, but it's still here. Oh my God. It's like, okay, cool. Again, folding like a card table to a reality you don't want. Like, you're really gonna play second fiddle to some shadow on a wall. That's fine. But also, no, it's not. How are you, like... Are you telling a story that this person is better than you? They're with this other person because they're better than me in some way. Because then that's like kind of telling you, Scooby-Doo mask style, like, oh my god. No, I'm not. He brings the shadow up. How do you do it? He doesn't, like, okay, well, what's the story you're telling? How about he brings out the best in me? We bring out the best in each other. We bring out the best in each other. We're the best couple. We bring out the best in each other. Can I actually manifest SP who firmly rejected me? People do it all the time, babe. Everything that exists is a manifestation of consciousness. That means every story ever played out, every love story ever, every couple ever has been a manifestation of that consciousness. People unaware of conscious manifestation have been playing it out. People would just naturally assume, like, of course they love me, and they come back. Actually, they decided they love me. I had a man reject me, and then a week later to ask me to be his girlfriend, and we were together for 4.5 years. Because internally, and this was before I was aware of conscious manifestation, but what had it happened was, like, you know, I told him I liked him, and then he was like, I don't feel that way. And then, like, I was just like, okay, cool. And then I was just like, internally, I was like, you know what? I'll be fine. Like, literally, there's millions of people that I could possibly be with, probably. And I'm just happy being friends with this person. If that's all it is, then that's fine. I would love to be with them, but, like, I'm just happy being friends. Great. And then a week later, they were like, actually, I really like you and I want you to be my girlfriend. Cool. Wow. Actually, that was really fast because I didn't stress out about it. Didn't tie it into my identity. I was living my life as a person, thriving in my own thing, focusing on myself, not giving a shit. Literally, like, I used to try and look cute around this person, and then I started wearing, like, sweats and, like, hair in a bun. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to impress this person. And that was, like, you know, I guess the authentic self. Like, stop making up bullshit stories. Just be yourself, dude. It's not hard to drop the old story. Just stop telling it. Tell the one you want. Do you want to keep playing that out? No, then stop telling it. Are you getting any benefit from it? What part of you is desiring validation? It's the part of you that doesn't have it anyway. If you want it, you'll stop. If you don't, then, like, do something else. When you change your thoughts, did things change quickly in your reality? Yes. Yeah, it changes very quickly. What's the coolest money manifestation story you have? Oh, I don't know. I think they're all so cool, but what I'm inspired to talk about is when I started, like, telling the story that I make money before my feet hit the floor in the morning, and I woke up one day and there wasn't a notification on my phone, and I said no, and I just, like, rolled over and went back to sleep. And as I was falling asleep, I was like, there's always money on my phone when I wake up. And then I woke up to, like, $600. So that was fun. That was very much like the, like, no. No, I always make money before my feet hit the floor. Like, what are you talking about? Isn't the moral of your story to shift focus from SP for them to come in? Just curious. The moral of my story, as I was telling it, was like, don't be so fixated on the idea of I'm manifesting this person. Like, select what you'd prefer and then go live your life. And, like, so was shift focus. Have you tried the I always get paid to exist line? Yes, and I've found success with it. I've found the experience of it. I feel like my SP is already mine in my mind, and I do feel good, but I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. So they're already yours. Go live your life. You're already together. It doesn't matter. Like, you're happy, satisfied. What's the you that's, like, thriving and taking care of yourself doing? With the I get paid to exist line, like, that really clicked for me. Like, when I started having money coming in consistently, of like, oh my God, I am getting paid to exist. I'm getting paid to speak. I'm getting paid to, like, you know, all the things, like getting paid for my art, getting paid for my books, getting paid. I exist and I get paid. Like, everything I do brings me money. Blocked my long time ago SP, and then when I manifest him to contact me, should I unblock him? People will find a way to contact you, babe. People, like, sometimes people Venmo you. Some people will, like, people have reached out in the craziest ways. Thank you so much for the hand heart, Shorty. How did you become a manifestation coach? Well, I noticed how much it changed my life to consciously select my reality. when I shifted my body from intense pain to like health. So and then I practiced a lot and played with it a lot. And then I started coaching because I started having people ask me to coach. Can you coach me? How much how much would it be to do 6 weeks with you? Right? He reached out to me on Poshmark. That's Poppy. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. You have nothing to worry about, guys. He reached out to you on he will find a way to contact you. Like, you know, he's done it. That's so funny. Mine reached out to me from his mom's phone. See, y'all have nothing to worry about. Don't make up like little goblins of like, how's he gonna contact me? And then dad and sister, because I kept blocking. This is so funny. This is the funniest shit ever. I love that. Oh my gosh. A fake number, you're good. I see my issue is focusing on myself and living my best life. Yeah, so now say that like, wow, I focus on myself so easily. I'm the priority. I'm the top priority. Because when you say I'm the priority, you prioritize yourself and other people prioritize you. Sorry, I don't know why I said that, not with my full chest. You prioritize yourself and other people prioritize you. Speaking of prioritizing myself, I'm a go. I absolutely love and adore you guys. You're wonderful, phenomenal, creative, and hilarious. You already have everything you desire. You're already getting paid to exist. You're literally getting paid to exist. And you're beautiful, phenomenal, creative. Money comes to you super easily. You're hot as hell. You're beautiful, gorgeous, phenomenal, brilliant. And you're wildly creative. Everything you touch turns to gold. If you want to get like a lot of aspects of life fixed all at once, what's the best way to think of it? Everything is so perfect for me. Everything in my life is perfect. Everything is perfect for me. If you feel a little uncomfortable with that too, of like, well, but great. It's revealing to you. Scooby-Doo mask. Mr. Jenkins, old man Jenkins, it was you the whole time. Anyway, everything in my life is perfect. Everything in my life is perfect. And then you experience it because you have said so. Yep, I'm living my best life is also enough to do it all. You're already in your perfect experience. You receive money in the perfect ways. Are you persisting in the idea that 3D never changes? Because you're persisting in something. Be conscious. What am I persisting in? Oh, I've been persisting in that nothing's changing instead of persisting in have the experience I want. It can all conform so fast. Good morning, Nikki, and also goodbye because I'm jumping off. I absolutely love and adore you. You're wonderful and phenomenal and creative. Have a beautiful day.